I'm probably not going to be able to get diversion bid. Recently, I was on a business trip with a coworker, and the cops pulled us over. They found my Suboxone, and because it wasn't in a prescription bottle, they arrested me.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
Awesome!
Late into the 10th season of 90 Day Fiancé, we met Sam and Citra. And in my last video, we talked about how these two have some very big challenges ahead of them. One being Sam converting to Islam, even though he is an atheist.
Do they celebrate Christmas?
No, I don't think they do. I think there's another holiday. I want to say Yom Kippur, but I'm just kind of making that
Called
up.
something else.
Yeah, and he knows nothing about the religion he's converting to. But the even more alarming issue was Sam's recent arrest.
Recently, I was on a business trip with a coworker, and the cops pulled us over.
He had this whole story about getting arrested for his Suboxone not being in a prescription bottle, and him being offered a diversion where he could avoid jail time. But he didn't have that diversion paperwork filed in time. And his story didn't really feel believable. It raised so many questions. Like, why did he get pulled over? Was he really just arrested for just having Suboxone? Or was something else going on? According to this Starchasm article, he did lie, or at least omitted some key details. Sam was arrested in March of 2023 with what was initially felony possession of cocaine and felony possession of Suboxone. In his interview, he very conveniently left out the first felony part. This article also says who the other person in the car was. Sam was with a young woman who, remember, he claimed was his coworker he was on a business trip with. The young woman was also arrested for speeding, driving without a license or insurance, and marijuana possession. It sounds like they were initially pulled over for speeding, then got searched, and then they both got charged for different possessions. If I am reading this right, the woman was not charged with felony possession of the cocaine or Suboxone. She just got a misdemeanor charge for the marijuana possession. So I can't just easily give Sam the benefit of the doubt. It really doesn't sound like he was just in the wrong car at the wrong time. He could have taken the blame for what was in the car. We don't technically know, but there being separate charges for the drugs make it sound like he was in possession of what he was charged with. The article also mentions that the woman in the car is a podcast host, so there was no connection found between her and Sam with their jobs. So the whole coworker business trip part of this doesn't seem to be true. I was wondering why that part would be such a specific lie, and I'm thinking now that it was more for Citra's sake, saying to your fiancé, hey, I got arrested with a woman I work with while heading up to a business trip. Sounds way better than, hey, I just got arrested with a woman I was partying with. Sam's arrest was way more serious than he made it sound. He was charged with felony possession. Sam made this sound like it was some misunderstanding when he initially told the story. So not only does this further my concern that Sam is not as clean as he claims to be, but it also makes me question the filming of this. So this article mentions the timeline of Citra's arrival to the US. It also goes on to talk about what is currently going on with Sam as we head into 2024, but I don't want to spoil their season. I know a lot of you don't like that. If you do want those spoilers, I linked the article in the video description below. All I will say is that Citra arrived around August of 2023. So as we were watching Citra and Sam get ready to get married in these episodes, this is happening in August. But Sam was arrested in March, just 5 months before that. So the producers of the show had to have known about this guy's felony arrest before they started filming. It's possible that they already had a contract with him before his arrest. But they had 5 months before filming to figure out what to do. And the fact that they decided to go forward with filming this is interesting. I mean, I guess it does make for good TV, but this is not Love During Lockup. It's 90 Day Fiancé. It seems like a risk to film this when it might be really short term, and maybe that's why they waited to add this couple in. They did this with Chris, obviously filming knowing something was going on with her, but this goes a step further. They knew Sam was arrested for drugs. That's public record, and they still decided to film this. And my concern if Sam is really clean and sober still stands. A lot of people in the comments of my last video had very different opinions on sobriety. Sober apparently means different things to a lot of people, which is fine. But this guy just got arrested for possession. In my opinion, he should be staying very far away from any substance. It's not like he's been clean for years and has a beer on occasion. He just got arrested for felony drug possession. And we aren't even really sure if he's really off of drugs. With Citra here, is he really trying to turn his life around? On top of that, can he handle this stress of getting married so quickly? I don't know. This makes me question it even more. And Citra doesn't give herself a lot of time to get to know Sam or find out if he's really going to be able to stay clean or even out of jail. Because remember, their 90 days has started, but they are getting married just 14 days into their 90 days so her dad can witness the marriage. That sounds like a bad idea with any 90-day couple, but Sam's drug and legal problems make the stakes so much higher. His living situation doesn't make me feel better either. The state of his house does not scream, "I'm ready for my fiancé to live here." We did see him sweeping before she arrived, so it probably looked worse than this before. But I will give him a little credit. She will be living here with 3 guys, but there is not one closet mom in sight. And I guess he did get her a bidet.
Gotta get up in there and wash it up.
Ugh. The bar is just set so low, isn't it? I mean, for a second, I thought maybe they would be living in Sam's car, so this already is an upgrade. I guess they do have their own room, which is necessary since they do need their own space. They can't share a bed until they are married.
I'm gonna sleep in my brother Tim's room so her dad knows that we're separated. No sinning.
At this point, Citra still doesn't know about Sam's possible jail time. She's more focused on things like Sam converting.
This is from my dad for you to pray.
When would he officially be considered Muslim?
After I do a prayer with her dad.
And them following the rules until they get married. But when they decide to take Sam's very dirty car to the car wash, Citra finally learns how bad Sam's legal trouble really is.
No?
That's important stuff.
Oh, okay. Is there any, like, diversion paperwork?
So this couple has been talking for 3 years, and Citra's finally in the US for them to get married. But although Sam told Citra about his arrest, he did not tell her about missing the deadline for his diversion paperwork before she came, which means that Citra's dad, who also is a cop, doesn't know what's going on either. And instead of just telling Citra before she got to the US that he could go to jail after they get married, he chose to wait.
Because I'm worried that if I tell her before, she might not even come.
That's like the biggest dick move. She moved from Indonesia to the US, and her dad is about to fly out. Now, right now, if she really wanted to leave over this, telling everybody not to come, canceling their wedding that is like 13 days away, makes this way harder. Ugh. So now that she's here, Sam decides it's a good time to tell her at the car wash.
I'm probably not gonna be able to get diversion, babe.
How did he expect her to react exactly? Does he want like a pat on the back for telling the truth? That's embarrassing. And as he explains how he could go to jail, you can tell that she's regretting coming to the US.
I'm afraid it's gonna be bad for us. And you didn't tell my dad the truth.
I said this in my last video, and I will say it again. I don't think that I have ever wanted a parent to take their adult child home with them during the 90 days when they visit. Well, I guess maybe Brandon's mom. But this time, I want this guy to see all of this and take Citra home. He had many chances to tell her in the last 5 months what was going on, and he lied. Get her out of here!
Sapa and Shakira want to remind you to subscribe to the Kiblz channel. If you don't, Sapa will appear and give you an exotic AI-generated dance.
That motherfucker is not real!
Like, I don't want to worry about your dad's decision and you going with it if he wants you to leave me.
I am glad that he told her before they got married, at least, I guess. The bar is so low. It would have been way worse if he told her later, but that's not excusing it.
Would you have came if I told you before?
I don't know.
I wonder what else he lied to her about. I mean, he did lie in his interview to all of us.
It really made me angry because he lied about the paperwork to me. I don't know what to do. I'm just thinking like I just want to go back to Indonesia.
But in this still to come preview, it looks like he did admit to Citra and her dad that it was a felony.
Well, jail? It's hard to say with a felony.
Now that we know the truth, I'm curious how Sam will explain this. And if he will tell the whole truth in front of Citra's dad. The fact that we now know what really happened with Sam's arrest makes me feel even less confident about this couple making it. And let's say that after all of this, Citra does decide to marry Sam. Will he really be able to stay out of trouble with her support? Will he take this chance to turn things around, stay out of jail? Can he stay clean and be the husband Citra wants him to be? Or will the pressure of converting and jumping into a very fast marriage be too much for him? I don't have a lot of hope at this point. Let me know what you think. I guess we'll just have to see how this season plays out, and I will see you in the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!